So sing along with me today.
Yep.
I'll start. 3, 2, 1. When you're happy and you know, clap your hands. When you're happy and you know, and you really know, stomp your feet. When you're happy and you know, wave your hands. Yay! That's all. Good job, guys. So let me tell you a secret. This room over here is a time travel machine, and I am going to cast 3 magic spells. Spell number 1, phoniest silentist. Please take out your mobile phones and put that on silent. Second spell is situs comfortabilis. Now you all are glued to your seats with a magic bubble gum, and in case you want to break free, you can only do so when you hear the sound of an applause. Third is topicus friendliest, by which I mean please do not talk about all the boring adult topics. Let's keep it PG friendly today. Moving on with in our time machine, let me start off with someone's special summer story. A train arrives in Kerala in summer, and then gets down a young girl, and then assembles all her cousins, and then the first thing they do is play cricket in the morning. Not those mobile game crickets, but the real cricket, getting dirty in the mud, getting tired. Then in the afternoon they stroll around in paddy fields, long walks in paddy fields, and then comes the best part, fishing by the river. She waits and waits for hours, and splash, a fish. She catches fishes like we catch Pokemon in our mobile games. Now, from the kid who used to catch fishes to someone who now catches our attention, from the person who used to stroll around in the paddy fields, walk along the big green paddy fields, to now making us walk through amazing meetings. From rivers in Kerala to Bangalore Toastmasters, from the summer hero to our club leader, let's welcome our champion, our President Chaitra Chandapillai.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bhavana, for making us all feel so comfortable with that fun introduction. Let's give her a round of applause. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, Gaveliers, and my dear friends over here.
Good evening.
Good evening. Welcome to meeting number 1502. I call to order meeting number 1502. Okay, can we have a show of hands? Who all are here as either Gaveliers or guests? Okay, a lot of people here today. Members, how do we welcome them? Before we start with the rest of our meeting, we are also going to be welcoming certain people into Bangalore Toastmasters Club. And for that, I will request our Vice President Membership, Toastmaster Veeresh, to come on stage.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests.
Good evening.
Whenever a new member wishes to join Toastmasters, we are required to conduct the induction ceremony. Today, on 14th November, it is our duty and our privilege to induct new members into the BTMC club. Great things in Toastmasters can never be done by one person. Great achievements are never the work of one person alone. They are made possible by a group of individuals who come together with a shared vision, much like Bangalore Toastmasters Club. We are here today because we recognize a simple yet powerful truth. Individually, we are just one drop, but together we are the mighty ocean. As we welcome our new members into our community, we are reminded of the power of unity. Each of you bring something unique, your skills, your passion, your ideas. Alone, we may seem like just a drop, but together we create something far greater. An ocean is vast, deep and unstoppable, not because of a single drop, but because of the countless drops that come together as one. Likewise, our strength lies in supporting each other, lifting one another up and striving towards a common purpose. To our new members, as you step into this journey with us, know that you are not alone. You are now part of something bigger, a network of individuals who will inspire, challenge, and stand beside you. Your contributions, no matter how small they seem, will help shape our future. So let's move forward together with a shared vision, determination, and the unwavering belief that as one we can achieve greatness. Now it's time to welcome our newest members. Meet Abhinav Shastri, our newest member and an enthusiastic economics student from St. Joseph's University. Amiable by nature, he is someone who genuinely enjoys connecting with people and learning more about everything around him. Driven by a clear purpose, Abhinav's goal at Toastmasters is to learn, overcome fears, rise above obstacles, and transform himself into a powerful orator. Meet Bhatt, a dedicated government servant currently serving as a Deputy Director in the Ministry of Power, Government of India. With a strong sense of duty and commitment to public service, he brings experience, discipline, and a deep passion for continuous growth. His Toastmaster journey began 6 years ago, and now he has rejoined with a clear mission to enhance his overall communication skills and become a more confident, impactful speaker. Meet Chandapillai, a chartered accountant with a passion for reading and fitness. Outside of work, he enjoys spending quality time with his daughters Kriti and Tanvi, who keep his life joyful and inspiring. After attending a Toastmasters meeting as a guest, he decided to join Speechcraft, where he has experienced remarkable growth in confidence. He deeply appreciates the warm and encouraging environment and extends heartfelt thanks to his mentor, Toastmaster Robinson D'Souza, for guiding him along this journey. Let's give the ABCs a warm welcome. Abhinav Shastri and Bhatt and Chandrasekhar Naik. Now I would request you all to please withhold your applause until the ceremony is completed. You are joining an international worldwide organization which helps to improve your communication and leadership skills. And you are joining the legendary historic Bangalore Toastmasters Club, which is one of the oldest and the second largest clubs in the country. I, as VP membership on behalf of the BTMC, along with all my colleagues, express our pride and our joy in welcoming you into the club. VP Education Toastmaster Amrith Kaur, do you concur with me that their mentors have already been assigned?
Yes.
Do you concur with me that Toastmaster Aranha, DTM Dr. Rajdeep Manwani, and Toastmaster Robinson D'Souza are the mentors for the new members?
Yes.
Will the mentors kindly stand up if they are present? Will you take up the responsibility of mentorship and pledge to share your knowledge and experience with our new members?
Yes.
Thank you. Mentorship in this club and in Toastmasters International is a privilege and a responsibility too. We are here today because we understand that great improvement invariably involves the cooperation of many minds. Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. We are here to travel on the trust and support of one another. This means that you must be an active member of this club, attend meetings regularly, prepare fully for your duties, and help keep our club strong and dynamic. Now I request you to put your right hand forward and to repeat this pledge after me. I,
Abhinav Shastri,
in the presence of
in the presence of
my fellow members
my fellow members
of the Bangalore Toastmasters Club,
of the Bangalore Toastmasters Club,
make this obligation
make this obligation
to attend meetings regularly
to attend meetings regularly
and prepare fully
and prepare fully
for each assignment,
for each assignment,
to apply myself
to apply myself
to the projects outlined
to the project
in the Toastmasters education program,
in the Toastmasters education program,
to participate actively in club activities,
to
to evaluate others
evaluate others
in a positive,
in a positive,
constructive manner, to build open, friendly relationships
friendly relationship
with my fellow members,
with my fellow members,
and to bring other new members
and to bring other members
into the club
into the club
so that
so that
they can also gain
they can also gain
the benefits of Toastmasters.
the benefits of Toastmasters.
I will now ask only the members of the club to stand up. Please put your right hand forward as you take the oath. We the members of Bangalore Toastmasters Club pledge to support you in your quest for self-development, to provide you with positive, helpful evaluations, to maintain a friendly, supportive atmosphere, to give you opportunities to help others, and to make you Toastmaster membership a rewarding and fulfilling experience. Thank you very much. You may now take your seats. It is my pleasure to declare you installed as members of Bangalore Toastmasters Club. I now request our President Toastmaster Chaitra Chandapillai to greet the newly inducted members. Thank you, President Toastmaster Chaitra Chandapillai, for doing the honors. Dear new members, you may please occupy your seats. Let's give a big warm welcome to our new members as they leave to occupy their seats. I now hand over the lectern back to our President Toastmaster Chaitra Chandapillai.
Thank you, Toastmaster Veeresh, and a warm welcome to our new inductees. I'm glad that you've joined Bangalore Toastmasters Club. In the year 1934, there was a young baby who was born all the way back in England. And when she was a little child, her father decided to gift her a chimpanzee. Now, typically babies get teddy bears, right? Not chimpanzees. And when her mother's friends saw that, they told her mother that the baby would get scared of the chimpanzee. But little Jane did not get scared of the chimpanzee, and she grew to love it. As she grew up, she found an interest in animals. So there was one point when she disappeared for hours, and her parents were frantically searching for her. And finally, they found her observing chickens. And that's how she really developed this habit of observing animals and cultivated her love for animals. As she grew up, she read comics like Dr. Dolittle and Tarzan, and she decided that one day she would go to Africa and spend time in the jungle there. Does anyone want to take a guess on who Jane is known as?
Jane Goodall.
Jane Goodall, there we go. So Dr. Jane Goodall grew up, and like she decided, she went to Kenya to live with a family that had a farm. And while she was there, she met a primatologist, Dr. Louis Leakey. And she decided to work with him for a while. And he was so impressed that he managed to get her a seat in Cambridge University to do her PhD. And the part that is impressive is that Jane did not actually have a bachelor's degree. She went straight to doing her PhD. After finishing her PhD, of course, she came back to Africa and she started researching. She became a trailblazer because right up to that point, a lot of people believed that humans are the foremost species. Humans are the only ones who are intelligent enough to use tools. But then Jane started observing chimpanzees and she found that chimpanzees also use tools. She revolutionized our understanding of animals, and today we owe her a lot when it comes to research on chimpanzees. And you remember that little chimpanzee that her father gifted her when she was a baby? She kept it with her while she was an adult, and it remained in her room as a reminder of her passion. And when I was growing up, I was also very fascinated with Jane Goodall's story. And unfortunately, I became the opposite of a primatologist. I became a software engineer. But I still enjoy reading about her, and I find her to be a very inspirational figure. Now, before we move on to the rest of our meeting, I would like to call onto the stage someone who will give us a recap of our previous meeting. Can we have Toastmaster Shreya Sadgor on stage?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Okay, the tone is very high. That is lighting me up. Okay. The last week's meeting, the theme was one state, many worlds. The word of the day was diversity. Total number of members present were 31 and the guests present were 11. The number of awardees are as following. The Best Speaker Award to our past president, the ever so shining Toastmaster Kumar. The Best Evaluator went to our Tenali Rama, which is Toastmaster Abhay Kumar. Abhay Patari? My apologies. The best role taker went to Nitesh Kumar, who was a TMOD. And the best, which one is left? Okay, good. You are not sleeping. The best, there was no debate topic because there was an education session by DTM Deepak Jasin. The best auxiliary role taker, I corrected you. The best auxiliary role taker was. Sorry? Yes, correct. See, those were Jacob, but I was just making sure that none of you are sleeping. Okay.
Members, are there any amendments to the minutes of meeting number 1501?
No.
Okay, then I declare the minutes of meeting number 1501 passed. Now to take today's meeting forward, we have a brilliant speaker. And when I joined Bangalore Toastmasters Club, I used to try and learn from him because he had such a powerful stage presence. And there was this one day when we had a table topics contest. And I was very nervous because it was the first time I was participating in a table topics contest. But then I realized that he's going to be giving out topics. And one thing I admired is how much he enunciates. So just his stage presence and his enunciation really put me at ease during that very nervous time at the contest. As part of his day job, he runs a homestay called the Hidden Valley. And it is an award-winning homestay. I think they've won awards for multiple years in a row. So friends, please put your hands together to welcome onto the stage our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Aranha.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
Now, I would like a good evening with a smile and a lot of energy. Okay? There are a lot of newbies here, so they seem to have a lot of energy. They were very apprehensive till now, but let's see the Josh. Okay? You ready? Ready? Okay? Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
This side, both very equal. Let's see who's louder. Okay? Good evening.
Good evening.
Amazing, amazing. So welcome to meeting number 1502. Do you all know the theme? What's the theme?
The theme, a child who dreams is an adult who dares.
Amazing. Full marks, 100. Okay, before you come on stage. Now, let me start with the story of a young boy who grew up in a small town in Rameshwaram on 15th October 1931. This young boy's dream was sparked by his elementary school teacher, who told him how birds fly. Now this instilled in him a lifelong ambition to master aeronautics and to build powerful machines for India. As an adult, he dared to lead a high-stakes integrated guided missile development program and define global technological barriers, successfully develop the Agni and Prithvi missiles. Now I can see many of you smiling. I'm sure a lot of you know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the former President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Now his life is a powerful demonstration that a child's humble fascination can become an adult's spectacular nation-building dare. And it so well encapsulates the theme of today. Now, speaking of dreaming big and daring to achieve it all, the Toastmasters movement wouldn't have been possible without the visionary leader Dr. Ralph C. Smedley, who started this movement in his basement. Today, the Toastmasters movement is present in over 15,000 clubs in over 122 countries. Today's meeting is going to be witnessed in 3 stages. We have the prepared speeches, where speakers will who have prepared their speeches will come and present it on the stage. Then we have a table topic session where speakers will come and deliver speeches impromptu. And then we have the evaluation session. Now, this evaluation session is held by a general evaluator who I will introduce at the start of the evaluation session. The general evaluator, along with his team, is going to evaluate the proceedings of the whole meeting and give us a lot of insight into how the meeting went. Now, the general evaluator is ably supported by a tag team whose members I have a pleasure of introducing right now. You may have noticed a smart, young, dynamic boy sitting here, and he is our timer. He's an 8th grader from Orinco Academy and is from NUK Gavel Club. He is someone who loves to read books and likes astrophysics and art. May I request Toastmaster Harshavardhan to explain his role. Please give him a huge round of applause.
As the timekeeper of the day, it is my responsibility to type and record the times of you people. So, for the prepared speeches, the time limit is from 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I will hold up the green card. At 6 minutes, the yellow card. And at 7 minutes, the red card. And then for the table topics, it's from 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, it's the green card. 1.5 minutes, it's the yellow card. And then at 2 minutes, it's the red card. And for the evaluation, the time is from 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I will show you the green card. At 2.5 minutes, the yellow card. And 3 minutes, the red card. So now the prepared speeches, table topics and evaluations, they have a grace period of 30 seconds. At the end of the 30 seconds, I will ring a bell. Thank you.
Can we have a huge round of applause to our timer? Timer, don't be surprised if you get a lot of Facebook friend requests tomorrow. Okay. Now, the R counter is manned by an equally young gentleman. Okay. He is a freelance trainer in service excellence and customer experience. These days, he is keeping himself busy by learning tabla. May I request DTM Gangaadhar to explain his role? Please give him a huge round of applause.
Good evening to all Toastmasters.
Good evening.
Gaveliers and guests. They say the most daunting thing is to speak in front of an audience, right? There's something else that's even more frightening. What could it be? How do we take that time? It is what you say, a dead silence. So people are worried on how to fill that silence. And then they go into words like one, and go on, so forth. Some of them love some words which are very complicated. So that is my job today, to see how many of them use what kind of words, including large pregnant pauses also. So if you're going to be using any of those words, after very, very, very long time, I'm going to be sitting and pricking my ears with that. And any repetitive words that people habitually use. And to read the script for you, as our counter, I'll be listening very carefully to the vocal pauses and clutch words and repetitive words that people use. I'll be tracking it, and at the end of the evening, sharing it when the general evaluator calls me to do so. Thank you.
Come on, everyone, you can give him a bigger round of applause. Now listen carefully, okay, to our grammarian is a manufacturing feasibility expert for car sheet metal components. But that's not the most interesting aspect about him. The quirky fact about him is that he hates onions. Not because it makes him cry, because as an adult, he asked his mom to cook without onions. It's only recently or that he's realized that most dishes simply can't be made without them. Now, I would have asked Toastmaster Imtiaz to explain his role, but I have our equally dynamic Toastmaster Amrith who's standing in for him, who will explain his role Please give her a round of applause. I know she is not in there, but please give her a big round of applause.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Okay, so do you know that English has no governing body? Which means that the right or wrong in grammar is defined by the usage alone. And they define the rules. So the usage defines the rules on what right or wrong is there in English. As a grammarian, I will be taking down the correct and not so correct usages of English grammar, and will share it at the end of the meeting. The word of the day is star, and which means a bright object or a famous or outstanding person. I request everyone to please use the word of the day as much as possible in your speeches, paper topics, or whenever you're talking on stage. And yeah, that's all. Back to you.
Please give a huge round of applause. Toastmaster Amrith, that was phenomenal. It didn't look like you were standing. It was like you were meant to come here and, start. Yeah. Now, so guys, it's time for the exciting prepared speeches. Are you ready?
Yes.
Guys in the front here, I need a lot of excitement because that's going to move all the way at the back. Are you ready?
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes.
You should scream so much the balloon should burst, okay? Are you ready?
Yes.
Amazing, good energy. Okay, there are some at the back who has fallen asleep, they also woke up. Okay? So, it's time for the first speech. Before I introduce the first speaker, let me introduce the speaker's evaluator, who is a seasoned HR professional, who is presently an HR consultant at a startup. She is obsessed with flowers, and flowers make her instantly happy. May I request the first speaker's evaluator, Himani, to read out the guidelines of the first speech.
Shivangi. Change. The first speaker is not coming, so we'll go ahead with it.
Okay. So, because the first speaker, like the grammarian, is also stuck in traffic, we are going to move on. And unfortunately, in this case, Amrith cannot take the first speaker. Okay. So, anyway, moving on to our second speaker, who's now become our first speaker. The speaker's evaluator is a chartered accountant and a personal finance professional who helps her clients with goal planning and investing. When it comes to her childhood memories, until the age of 6 or 7, she thought her dad was a moon maker who sent the moon to the sky every night. If you want to know more about this story, speak to her during the break. May I request the speaker's evaluator, Shivangi, to read out the guidelines of the speech. Everyone give a huge round of applause for Shivangi.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
The speaker is attempting level 3 elective project effective body language, and the purpose of the speech is for the speaker to use stance, body movement, gestures, facial expression and eye contact that illustrate and enhance her verbal message. All the best to the speaker. Looking forward to the speech.
Now, our first speaker is a 6th grader at Remus International School and is from the NUK Gavelier Club. She loves reading and learning science. With her speech titled, When My Shoes Stop, please put your hands together for Toastmaster Tanvi.
Last summer, suddenly from nowhere, I just wanted to go trekking. Without wasting time, I bought an amazing pair of trekking shoes. Sadly, they never left my shoe rack. Days became weeks, weeks became months, and my poor shoes grew so bored that they actually started talking. No kidding, I heard them talk. You might think it random for shoes to talk. Maybe your shoes talk too. Maybe they say nice things about you. But mine, oh no, they totally hate me. Good evening to one and all present here.
Good evening.
My name is Tanvi. As I said, crazy things were going on in my shoe rack. My new shoes were talking. They were arguing, sulking, hoping and despairing. And throughout all of this, I discovered something insanely awkward. Shoes have personalities. Yes. Just like a pair of twins can be totally different. My right shoe and left shoe are like chalk and cheese. My left shoe, Latika, is always sad and negative. You know who a pessimist is? It's her. She's always expecting the worst and is totally grounded. Wait a minute. A shoe being grounded? She was. Anyways, on the other hand, my right shoe, Latika, was bright and cheerful. She was an optimist and full of energy and fun. She was a total daydreamer. Yes, you heard me right. I named my shoes. Cool names, aren't they? One day, Latika said to Latika with a heavy sigh, "We haven't budged an inch since last year. Let's face it, the only trip we've taken is to the end of the shoe rack." But Latika bounced with excitement. "Don't say that," she said. "Any day now, we'll be trekking through the Himalayas, the Annapurna, the Kanchenjunga, the Everest, the mighty and majestic Everest. Just imagine the crisp mountain air and breathtaking views." Latika rolled her laces. "Huh? Everest? My foot Everest. If we're lucky, we'll go to the park in front of the house." Latika snapped back. "My foot? You are the foot. Stop being so gloomy. Good times are coming." One day, I was seated on the couch watching television. Yes. Latika groaned. Look at her. Look at her. Glued to that screen again. Can't she please search for a trek? Just then, the doorbell rang. "Sweetie," I jumped. I had ordered burgers and fries. Latika was furious. "Eat bananas. Try carrots, not ketchup. Eat fit for a trek." Their chattering went on for days. Let me assure you, I did nothing adventurous. Not a trek. Not even a walk worth talking about. The shoes got dusty, lost their shine, and then boom, they were moved to the storeroom. "That's it," Latika groaned. "That's it. We're forgotten. Forever. Our life is over. We're trapped." But then Latika smiled and tried to reassure Latika. "Don't worry. Our trek will come soon. You know, the storeroom is just a step away from greatness. We'll go on an epic trek soon, you see. Every time creaked open. The shoes lit up with hope. This is it, whispered Ratika. But no. First a toolbox got picked. Then an old suitcase. Then a dusty broom. A broom? A broom beat us? What a life, sister. We are doomed. moaned Ratika. Finally, the big day arrived. The storeroom door creaked open and a hand pulled them out. Yes! We're going to Sikkim! Shouted Ratika. Or maybe OLX. I'm telling you, we'll put up for sale, muttered Ratika. But instead, they were cleaned and polished until they shone like new and put back on the shelf. At least we're shiny and clean again. And we're not being sold. So we'll grow old and we'll die in this muggy dungeon. But Ratika chuckled. You worry way too much. Our trek will come soon. Learn to wait for the good times. And so they are. Still hoping, still waiting, still dreaming, still chatting. Thank you.
Toastmaster Tanvi, you said shoes have personality. I can definitely tell you you are an amazing personality. And that was a wonderful speech. You saw the applause that you got. Before I move on to the second speaker, just a quick update. Speaker number 1 will not be making it today. Unfortunately, his father-in-law has been hospitalized. So let us all pray for his speedy recovery. Just an update to give you all. Having said that, let's move on to the next speaker. Before I get to the speaker's evaluator, this is especially for the guests, is a professor and director of academic research at Sindhi College of Commerce. Apart from being an academician, Dr. Rajdeep is a national award winner, a TEDx speaker, and a renowned motivational and keynote speaker. On his behalf, may I request Toastmaster Abhay Kotari to read the guidelines of the speech.
Good evening, Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, Gavelier, and Toastmasters today. The speaker is to use words and arrangements of words that effectively communicate his or her message to the audience. The speaker should select clear, accurate, descriptive, and short words and choose words that convey action. Sentence and paragraph construction should be simple and short. The speaker needs to include rhetorical devices, avoid jargon and unnecessary words, and use correct grammar. Over to you.
Please give him a good round. Our third speaker is a 7th grader from Harvest International School and is from NUK Gavel Club. An extroverted and enthusiastic person. We all saw that with the enthusiasm from this side, right? She enjoys connecting with people, so much so that her friends say she could host her own talk show. With her speech titled, "What if Gravity Did Not Exist?" Please put your hands together for Toastmaster Harini.
Oh, hey everyone. You're probably wondering what I was just thinking about, right? Well, it's something that every single person on this planet has definitely thought about at least once in their lives. Ready for it? what would happen if there was no gravity? Yeah, wild, right? And today, we are going to take a fun little trip into that thought. Let's start with the basics. Gravity holds everything together, and I mean everything. Planets, people, pets, cars, that chair you're sitting on, they're all being held down by this invisible force. Gravity is basically the universe's clingy best friend. It's the reasons why planet orbits stars and why your dog doesn't float off mid-zones. Before Newton, gravity was just doing its thing, pulling apples off trees and keeping us grounded. But then Sir Isaac gets bobbed on the head by an apple, has an epiphany, and boom, gravity gets its big break. Suddenly, from the silent force that it used to be, it becomes a Beyonce of physics. Earth's gravity pulls everything down at about 9.8 meters per second squared. Sounds intense, but definitely not intense enough to stop toddlers from launching off couches like astronauts. Oh, and speaking of astronauts, the moon's gravity is only 1/6 of the Earth's. So if you've ever dreamed of jumping in slow motion like a science fiction superhero, that's your spot. But what if gravity just peaced out? Picture this. You wake up and you float out of bed like a balloon at a birthday party. Your cereal on the ceiling. Your cat doing somersaults mid-air. Your car somewhere above the neighborhood. Everything just drifts. And Earth, it would be like trying to live inside a snow globe. Chaotic, beautiful, and completely unlivable. Sure, it might be fun for 5 minutes, but after that, pure disaster. We would try tying ourselves to trees, chasing after our floating phones, or screaming into the sky as oxygen makes its grand exit. Yeah, you heard me. Without gravity, air would say bye and float off into outer space. Suddenly, everyone's shuffling around with snorkels and duct tape. Some kids start selling bottled oxygen for $999.99, limited edition, Earth breaths. It's a mess. Beautiful? Yes. Terrifying? Also yes. And your body? Oh boy, without gravity, your muscles and bones start throwing a tantrum. Astronauts can lose up to 20% of muscle mass and 1% of bone density per month. You can't walk, you can't balance, and your inner ear completely gives up and moves to Hawaii. Okay, so maybe I'm being dramatic. So let's throw in some fun facts to keep things spicy. Number 1, gravity isn't the same everywhere on Earth. Yeah, that's right. Our Earth isn't a perfect sphere. It's bulging at the equator and flattened at the poles. So gravity varies. We weigh slightly lesser at the equator than we do at the poles. And this is not just some fun trivia. It helps scientists launch satellites and run GPS systems. Number 2, gravity can bend light. Yeah, you heard me. We were taught that light travels in a straight line. But massive objects like galaxies can warp space and bend light around them. This is called gravitational lensing. It's like a cosmic Instagram filter that zooms in on faraway galaxies. Number 3, black holes are gravity's final bosses. Black holes are regions where gravity is so strong, not even light can escape. Imagine cramming the mass of our sun into something the size of a city. This creates a space-time spaghetti tangle known as the event horizon. We can't see them, but we know they're there by how they mess with stuff around them. Number 4, last but not the least. Time ticks faster where gravity is weaker. Yes, Einstein wasn't just good at wild hair and equations. According to the general theory of relativity, time ticks faster where gravity is weaker. So technically, you age faster if you live in a penthouse than someone living in the ground floor. Not enough to make you immortal by living in the basement, but it's true. In 2010, scientists actually conducted research in which one atomic clock ticked faster faster than the other just by being a step higher on the staircase. So, where do you go if you want to experience zero gravity? Well, if you are a billionaire with your own spaceship, congratulations, you will literally leave the planet. But for the rest of us mere mortals, there's NASA's Vomit Comet. It's a plane that dives through the air, giving us about 30 seconds of zero gravity per day, and possibly 30 seconds of instant regret if your stomach isn't up for the ride. So, what have we learned today? Gravity is clingy, a little bossy, and not great at parties. But it's the force it's the reason why we can walk, breathe, stay put, and live. It's the silent force that's keeping us alive. So the next time you drop your phone, don't get mad. Whisper a quiet thanks to gravity and go buy better phone case. Thank you.
Toastmaster Harini, now I can see why your friends gravitate towards you and why you have all the makings to host your own talk show. Now, the voting code for all Bangalore Toastmaster members is 6666. Now, we are going into a 5-minute break. On the other side, we have a very insightful, dynamic, fun table topic session which is going to be hosted by an equally dynamic young personality who I will introduce on the other side of the 5-minute break. See you all soon. Settle down into your seats. So is everyone ready for the exciting table topic session?
Yes!
1 minute, is it the sandwiches or the washroom break that is not working here? Are you ready for the table topic session?
Yes!
That's more like it. Now even our table topic master is more confident, right? Now, it is my pleasure to introduce the table topic master for today. She is in her 6th grade and she studies in the Harvest International School and she is from NUK Gavel Club. She says her top interest is the world of art. Please put your hands together for Toastmaster Aranha.
Jam and speech charades. So I would like to invite my friends Harini and Tanvi to join me on the stage. First up, we will be having the table topic session. I would like to ask who wants to volunteer to go up first.
Yes.
I would like to welcome Toastmasters Abhay to this.
Okay, the topic I've got is how can the imagination and curiosity of our childhood help us solve real world problems today?
Is it really the topic?
He's just kidding around.
Okay, I remember this incident very clearly. My niece was throwing a tantrum to eat a banana, and she was 5-6 years old back then. And as soon as I walked into the house, my cousin, told me, now you only have got to convince her to eat a banana. And I told her, Ayushi, I'll give you 5 reasons or a few reasons why you should eat a banana. And she thought my sister thought she was in for a very long lecture. And what I told her was, see, there is a sage called Sage Durvasa. Okay. Now Sage Durvasa was known to, throw curses.
Yes.
So his wife, who was, she was with him for a very long time, asked him for a boon, saying that, I've been with you for a very long time, and you need to give me a boon. So he said, okay, fine. So what do you want? So she said, I want a fruit. That tree should be able to grow on the earth. You should be able to offer it to God. It should not be a messy fruit. You should be able to peel it and eat it very easily. It should not have seeds. And these are the reasons why Sage Durvasa made the banana plant grow on the earth. And it was called Kapali because his wife's name was Kapali. And believe me, to date, Ayushi is about 20 now, or 17 actually. She still loves eating a banana because I told her this story and she tells that only intelligent people can eat a banana. So I think imagination can really help children solve real world problems. But sometimes you have to give them some kind of story to go with it so that their imagination also sparks up. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmasters up here, for your insightful thoughts on your topic. Now, I would like to invite Toastmasters Richard to join the stage for the next event.
Give your views on today's theme. A kid who drinks is an adult who takes. Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. Yes, I grew up in a coffee estate, and coffee estate will be in forest. And there will be roads, tipsy-turvy. And it was my intention to be able to traverse those roads in motor vehicle. Those were difficult days during that time. Private vehicles were not there, only lorries which used to bring manure and take away the produce of coffee. I endeavor to sit on those lorries and to see how the driver takes turns. And there are also tractors, how the front wheel of the tractor takes turnings. And I learnt driving only by seeing the tires of the vehicles. When we learn cycle also we do the same thing. We stare at the tire only. And whenever I started driving in Bangalore, all people told, you had learned driving earlier itself. You knew the driving. Yes, I learned driving, I knew driving by seeing the tires of tractors and turning the wheel of a lorry So that what I had seen earlier, it really came to my rescue, and also to earn a name, saying that he learns by himself. Over to Impromptu.
Thank you, Toastmasters Richard, for your wonderful answer to our table topic. Now I would like to invite Toastmaster Bharat to the stage.
In what ways, my topic is, in what ways can we keep our inner child alive in a world that often discourages dreaming? So, the topic is that when a child has a very great dreams on anything it sees. But as we grow, when we come to a profession, we have to have some kind of discipline that kills all kind of, that discourages all kind of dreaming. Because the work requires some kind of discipline and a vision. But dreaming, over to, I cannot.
Dear Toastmasters, Gaveliers and guests. My topic is, many adults stop dreaming because of fear or practicality. What does it take to dare again like a child would? Okay, first of all, we should approach on what makes us stop dreaming. It can be your teacher throwing a talk at you or your mother throwing you that talk at you that will actually hurt you emotionally. But whatever that stops you, right, say at the age of 8 or 10, because you know it's not really that possible because of many circumstances, to reignite that flame. For me, I had that flame of actually improving my speech. I actually suffered so much because of the lack of confidence. It was actually my second time speaking on a stage. But I generally actually believe that it's only that flame, that fear that drives you. That fear, not fear, not that negative kind of fear, but that positive kind of fear, saying that will push you to actually do better, to speak better. It hurts actually initially, it will hurt because you will actually hate yourself for actually speaking wrong. But it's actually truly fear that will drive us all to actually dare and do that scary thing that you always wanted to do, and to be a star that you always dreamed to be. Back to
Thank you, Abhinav, for your awesome say on our topic. Now I would like to invite Toastmasters Ganesh for the next
What is one goal you are working on, and what is the hardest part about it? The one goal I've been working on for the very longest period is mastering the gap between waking up and getting up. So, what do I mean by that is, you set up an alarm clock, let's say at 6 o'clock. Then alarm will well, drinks, you switch it off or you snooze it and then again go to bed. And I understand this very small activity itself has a tremendous psychological blow in terms of how your day unfolds and also how your subconscious believes about yourself. Because if you cannot honor a commitment you made to yourself, then how can you achieve large goals? So now, for a very long period, I tried to have this battle. Sometimes I won, sometimes I lost. So then I realized the root cause of this is alarm, right? If I don't keep alarm, then I will avoid it. So for a very long time, tried to overcome it. But I think I'm getting very close to it. So at least for quite some time, I've been having a good streak. So I think I'm very close to overcoming this. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. What was the childhood dream you had, and what was the most daring step you ever took to make it come true? My childhood, I think I was fond of sports, and I wanted to be, play either sport. Maybe it could be cricket, tennis, badminton, whatever it was. Unfortunately, my father, even now, he dissuades me or my grandchildren, my father's grandchildren, saying that please, what at the best what you can become is you can be a person who throws back those balls after once the ball reaches the boundary, you have people who throw back the ball. So he said at the most you can become that. So please stop all that, you continue on your studies. So although I tried a lot, I tried to convince him. By I think class 6, I realized that there was no way I could argue again with him. And then I resigned to the fact that maybe I should work on my academics, and I did that. So back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chandrasekhar, for that insightful response. Now I would like to invite Toastmaster Vijay Anand to the stage.
The topic is, if your 10-year-old self saw you today, what dream would they be most surprised or proud you pursued? Allow me to repeat that. If your 10-year-old self saw you today, what dream would they be most surprised that you pursued? The one dream that I had was to kind of give a message to boring tuition teachers and class teachers. Now all young students don't take it seriously. Yeah? So tabletop person, fellow Toastmasters, and yes, exactly at this age, 10-year-old, right? My brother and my cousin were brilliant in studies. Me, not so, right? So my grandfather arranged for tuitions, boring tuitions. My brother and cousin were playing outside in the evening, and I was tuition. How do I get rid of this tuition teacher? Brilliant idea. Sharpen my pencil, really sharp. And in the pretext of writing, don't take it seriously, I poked my teacher in her thighs. Don't do please, don't do that. It's a true story, I didn't, and the teacher never came back again. Don't, see, I don't know. Second thing, in classes 8th or 9th grade, I loved Test cricket. I could not watch it, and how to cater to this? So, I just, I was told you keep an onion under your, armpits, temperature goes up. And the teacher said, oh, we're running a temperature, go home. I said, thank you, ma'am. I went home and I watched Test cricket. So yes, if I had to go back in time, do things, be a star. But if you get caught, you will see stars. So do things that you don't, it's all right. As a child, you got to let the child in you, right? All of us have a child. Let that child surface, have fun, as long as within permissible limits, right? You're not murdering someone, you're not robbing a bank, just have fun. Because only in childhood can you have those moments. Let's relive that in adulthood. Back to the book.
Thank you, Vijay Anand, for that interesting response. Now I would like to invite Toastmasters Himani to the stage.
The best thing I did as a kid was, since many of you know that I grew up in the hills, I think going on picnics, that's not been so easy now that since I moved to cities. Going for picnics, taking our dishes, matchbox, collecting woods in the forest, and cooking Maggie and stuff there, making tea at the top of the hill, and just in the forest, deep inside the forest, looking for leopard. I think those are some of the really treasured memories that I have of my childhood. Yeah, that's something, the best that I remember from my childhood. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmasters Himani, for that interesting response. Now I would like to invite Toastmasters Tirumali to the stage.
If you are going to teach a younger kid to be brave and dare to try something, what is the most important piece of advice do you give them? Thanks for the interesting topic that I got. Maybe, in my opinion, maybe I want to be practical. In case of just going by theory, just to have practical things. So whatever the in my opinion, it is not only just about by adding something or just passing the examinations. Just you have to do a lot of experiments. But nowadays, if I see the Indian education system, it is improving a lot. Earlier in my when we were studying 10th or 12th standard, we just we were studying for the sake of passing the examination or getting the high score so that we can get into good engineering colleges or we can get MBBS scholarships. But in my opinion, those were the not quality one. So even though people graduate from the engineering or whatever, they are not much impactful compared to the others. I mean, if I take an example of IIT people, so they will be knowing in advance what is happening, all those things. So they will be future. They will be doing a lot of they will start up with they there is something called Y Combinator. People might be knowing. It's by Paul Brown. He will be pushing the people into start their own startup and those things. Maybe I would ask the elder kids to to do a lot of experiments and see what is happening around them and learn from them and put it into practice. So this is my take.
Thank you, Toastmasters Tirumalesh, for that interesting response. Now I would like to invite Toastmasters Alakamai to the stage.
The topic is to share a story of someone, real or fiction, who turned a childhood dream into a courageous action. The real story was when I was in childhood, I loved to play sports a lot. So I used to play. I used to go to matches, but I did not win any matches in my childhood. I used to go lots of matches, but I didn't win. And after my marriage, I went to tennis class and I attended matches and I won matches after that. So that was dream childhood, because I attended many matches with friends and individual matches too. So this became.
Wow, what an awesome response that was. Now I would like to invite our little Toastmaster
Veeresh, stand up, Veeresh. Hey, Veeresh, hey, please clap for Veeresh, clap.
Wow, what a cute and sweet way to end this table topic session. Now I would like to hand over this session to
Okay, so our next segment of today is JAB, which stands for Just a Minute. In this, we call upon speakers who have to speak for 1 minute without gap in a topic that they will pick out. It's important to know that you can't give a single pause and you have to keep talking for at least a minute. So our first speaker of today, I call upon Toastmaster Veeresh.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening.
If dreams never existed, humans would just be hunters and gatherers. Because that's what they started with. Humans would just keep on hunting day after day, time after time, and gathering one thing after the other. Just like the dinosaurs that you saw here, where my son talked about T-Rex and Argentinosaurus. So humans would just be like animals, because if I can reiterate what the other speaker or the Toastmaster of the day said about Abdul Kalam became Abdul Kalam only because he dreamt. If he had not dreamt, he would have just been a common man in Rameshwaram. Now, because dreams are there, because we sleep and because our brains are tuned for us to dream about something, we try to think that we can achieve something. And when we think that we can achieve something, we at least strive. When we strive and try, we may fail. But other people will also put their efforts, and someday or the other, we are going to achieve it, and we are going to set the bar high for the next generation.
Wow, that was amazing. For the next jab topic, I call upon Toastmaster Shiv.
Whatever topic I lead, you have to make it. If I was an alien, if I was an alien, I would first eat my favorite food, idli, sambar, because I would say there is a complaint in my house about my not about my wife always complains that you always want idli and sambar. If I was given idli in the morning, in the lunch, in the evening, I will eat idli sambar. But the problem in Kerala, when I've gone up was, you will get only idli and sambar only in the morning. After 11 o'clock, you will never get idli and sambar. But when I came to Bangalore, my life completely changed. Because one thing good about Bangalore is, anywhere you go, you ask idli, tata idli, red idli, yellow idli, green idli, any idli you get. So what I do is I eat whatever idli I want. Tata idli, what is that? That is my favorite. So if I was an alien, I would first eat idli and sambar. And the funniest thing is in Toastmasters, when we come here, we are taught to speak about pause, but unfortunately, I have to speak without any
I now call upon Toastmaster Rashid.
I forgot all my dreams. I think that's what I'm doing right now. I don't know what my dream was as a kid, so I am not sure what I'm trying to fulfill right now. I'm just going and taking the path where I was put into and continuing there. I'm definitely enjoying it, but I wouldn't say it was my dream to be what I am or who I am now, because I don't remember my dream first thing. And second thing, I think as a kid I was never really interested in thinking about what I want to become. I don't know why I was so strange, but for me it was always about how's school going to be, or how's am I going to get good teachers, are the teachers going to be cool, fun. So I don't think I ever seriously thought about what my career would be like at, when I was a kid, but maybe if I can go back, figure out what I wanted to become or remember what I wanted to become and try and fulfill that, then maybe my life would be a happy journey.
That was an amazing session of jam. I now hand over the next activity to Tanvi.
Good evening. My name is Tanvi and I will be conducting the speech charades segment of today. So, so in speech charades, what you do is you pick an object from this bag without letting anyone know, and you shouldn't tell anybody the object. You put the object back and you describe the object within a minute without using the name of the object. So let's say you get a pencil. So you don't show anybody you got a pencil and you try describing the pencil. Like you can write with it, it erases and everything, but you can't use the word pencil when you're describing. So these are the rules of the game, and you'll have to describe in a minute or under, and at the end I will pick out one Toastmaster and they will have to guess the object. So now I call upon Toastmaster Sonil for the first speech.
Sonal and Sonto August, please. It is our.
Hello. Yes.
Okay. You can use this object to write, and it writes bigger than the other usual objects you used to write. It can come in colors of, I've seen black, red, green.
Marker.
Now I invite Toastmaster Devashish
Like you announced, we should not mention the object, right?
Yeah.
You choose a lucky person in the audience.
Yeah.
So Toastmasters guests don't mention the object, but the person they choose, no? Let them have fun.
Let them raise hand.
Yeah.
And then let them raise the standard.
Please mark her on this point.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Okay. This objective used by children as well as you use this in office.
Okay.
It's a sticky, but it's appear like a small roller.
Okay.
And if it's a project, or especially if it is used to stick papers if you are making any school project. Yes. Yes.
No, they will.
Next, I want to call Toastmaster Srivas.
The object which I choose make us to same type in a table topic, which means object which can cut papers, threads, or any object which you wanted to cut across. It is sharp and it is brittle. It makes things brittle.
Yes. Okay, now I invite Toastmaster Aran for the next topic.
Who doesn't get to speak at home?
Everyone got back. Everyone got back.
Who doesn't get to speak at home?
Okay, so this is a very important object because we were searching for it while trying to decorate the hall, right? How do you make sure that the balloons stick to the walls?
Cellophane tape.
There's only one thing you can do.
Double-sided.
We looked for double-sided tape, but that's not the object. But this thing is a little bit like what you described. It is transparent when you unroll it. Cellophane. There we go.
Bhavana.
So we use this to decorate. We used to use this to decorate our school projects. It would mainly for the cover page because some of us, if we have terrible handwriting like me, I would definitely use this. Yes. So this is the end of the speech.
Now this is for the benefit of all the guests, the Gavelians and all them who don't know, because the members know this, okay? It's a secret, okay? Did you know that clapping is good for health?
No.
Who sets the acupuncture points in our body, okay, and it improves blood circulation. supported by Tanvi and Harini. So for them, please give a huge round of applause.
And for Aditya also.
Now it is time to introduce the general evaluator, and our general evaluator for today is someone who is a research and development engineer who also likes to write poetry, essays and short stories in his free time. Please put your hands together for the general evaluator of this evening, Toastmaster Vishal.
Thank you for that wonderful evaluation, Toastmaster Alan. No, if you all don't be a good audience right now, like Trump, I am going to put some sanctions against you. Please cooperate. Now, to reiterate my role for the people who are attending our meeting for the first time, I have been paying close attention to the meeting from when it began and till now, and I will present to you my evaluations and a few of my humble suggestions to maybe make the meetings better going forward. The meeting was kicked off on time by our wonderful Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Bhavana, who had a very creative way of bringing out the rules that we hold in high regard during our meetings. So Toastmaster Bhavana, I pretty much have no suggestions for you. I think you kept us engaged, your energy set a standard which was carried forward to the next person on stage, which was our wonderful President Toastmaster Chaitra. Now our President gave a wonderful speech about Jane Goodall, and it was in line with the theme. However, the only suggestion I have is the structuring of your introductions felt a bit off. I would have liked to see the secretary come up before you give your speech and then directly jump in to the Toastmaster of the day. I'm sorry I'm not getting into the things that you did really well. You did a lot of things well, but we have a bit of a paucity of time. Now, we had an induction today, and it was carried out with the utmost professionalism. I believe everyone were dressed to the occasion, and it was well rehearsed. There was no time where I felt that the people on stage did not know what to say, and I loved how you cut down the oaths to a digestible level, because oftentimes I've seen that it is too long and people stumble. However, one small suggestion is maybe you could have had the inducted members come in as you call out their names, because there was a bit of confusion of whether they have to come on stage or not. Now, after that, we had our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Alan, who came in with his booming voice, set the standard for what energy should be like. I think when Einstein thought about energy, he was postulating about our Toastmaster Alan. Now, the only small suggestion that I have, Toastmaster Alan, is maybe you could have paid a bit of attention to the fact that the first speaker was not present with us today. The only reason I say this is because it is mentioned on the board that there are only 2 speakers. The second thing is the activities that you conducted were rather fun and did boost everyone's energy. However, I felt that it has been done too many times before and it becomes a little bit dry. Now, let's go into the speakers. Now, the first speaker was Miss Tanvi. And to evaluator, can I please call upon the stage with your thunderous applause, Toastmaster Shivangi to evaluate.
Good evening everyone, and Tanvi specifically. When my shoes stopped, you came on stage, a stand so confident, and stole all the attention from your very first word. You introduced us to the creative characters of your story, the trekking shoes, and from that point forward, we all were glued to you. Your expressions. Your expressions were apt for every emotion you brought up in your speech. Totally hate me, crazy things, hadn't budged an inch, and so many more. They were the perfect type for gossip. Gestures. You are the queen of gestures, Tanvi, because none of us are going to forget the gestures you did today. Your right and left shoe, my foot Everest, the doorbell rang. Yes, we are going to Sikkim. Dusty broom. Every planned gesture added immense value to your story. Voice modulation. Do I even have to talk about this? You are a naturally gifted storyteller, soothing, attention-keeping. Your voice is very beautiful. And every sentence you modulated at least 2 times. That's a feat. Everest, Mount Everest, I think that stole the moment for me. And I think you just reached the Everest peak of storytelling today. And to add to all of this, you even managed to put that little bit of humor in your speech. It was such an amazingly well-rounded speech. To add that extra momentum and strength to your already amazing speech, I suggest you rehearse planned stage movement around the stage, because that will be the perfect sauce for your speech. You already have amazing confidence, very creative content, and crisp delivery. So you might want to take that suggestion. To sum it up, you are a star, superbly talented, terrific on stage, amazingly expressive, and resoundingly creative. Girl, you are going to go a very, very long way. Congratulations on completing this project, and hope to see you go ahead many, many miles. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shivangi, for that shining evaluation. I think she said it all, and I have little to add. Now let's go into the evaluation of the second speaker. Second speaker, Miss Harini, is evaluated by a stalwart of our club, Dr. DTM, Dr. Rajdeep Manwani. Please, loud round of applause.
Fellow Toastmasters, General Evaluator and Harini in particular. I think so. I thought of a very nice word to evaluate you today, which you symbolize. That's cute. You're very cute. C-U-T. So I'm going to split my evaluation into 4 parts. The first, C. You were very confident on stage and you connected with the audience right away with that sign. You talked about everything on gravity and your confidence spilled on to the audience. The second thing which I liked about your speech was your uniqueness. 2 things you were unique. The choice of topic was very unique, a very scientific topic brought to life by your anecdotes and the way in which you put it across, and a unique choice of words. You chose some brilliant words, people, pet, planets, the way in which you told Sir Isaac would have been here, and the way in which you chose the words, everything resonated that showed your complete domination on the grammar and what you talked. The T, were the trivia and the fun facts. I never knew that when the gravity increases, time slows down. It was brilliant. How an atomic clock was kept. You talked about how your body becomes like jellyfish, and all those trivia and fun facts added to what you had to say. Now, what could you have done better? That's the E. Extend the rhetorical devices, because remember the topic and the speech guidelines say you have to use rhetorical devices. So you might have used similes. You used a lot of metaphors, but similes. Remember, your body parts become as soft as jellyfish without gravity. Remember, you become deaf as a doorpost if you can't have gravity, because your ears will not be able to listen. And also extend it a little more to your personification. Remember, the air, when you float, you will become as thin as air. So use personification, use that. And also I think you should extend a little bit of simplicity in your speech. Because I was speaking to people and they said, oh my God, it became a little too technical. But for your amazing memory, for such a brilliant topic, I think you deserve a big round of applause. Now I've composed 3 lines for you. No, you don't clap. I'm not Alan. Okay? Just 3 lines for you. Today, Harini, you took us through a fascinating journey of gravity. Your spellbinding trivia exposed our stupidity. But with your immense knowledge and your confidence, you have extreme capacity. So please give her a big round of applause.
Rajdeep and Manwani for such a wonderful evaluation. If I may myself gander a small suggestion, Ms. Harini, I believe that physics is a subject that is best taught with visuals. So maybe you could have had a little demonstration of a blanket stretched out and you put a ball to represent how gravity walks the space around planets or something like this. But apart from that, I think you did a great job. Can we have a loud round of applause for both the speakers? After the short break, we had the table topics session. Now, I genuinely thought I was looking at the constellation of Orion's belt on stage because we had 3 stars standing here shining brighter than anything I have ever seen. Things that I loved about the session that you conducted were, one, you were very creative. I think it is rather refreshing to see that you had 3 different types of topics, which really doesn't happen, it's always very straightforward. So this was exciting and different. The second thing that I appreciated was the great closing notes. So after every speaker vacated the stage, you gave a small you did a great job, or that was a wonderful speech you spoke to the topic. So that really helps the speaker boost up and feel great. Now, just one small suggestion is, you see how PM Allen vacated the stage after handing it over to the speaker. The reason why we do this is it becomes a little distracting when there are too many people on stage. So you can just call on the person, and once they come onto the stage, maybe vacate the stage and come back at the end of the speech. But apart from that, you did a great job. I think all 3 of you deserve medals for what you have done today. You are shining as bright as Orion's belt. A loud round of applause for our table topic master. You think that I have forgotten that there is one person left to evaluate, but since our president brought her up at the end, I wanted to respect her authority and bring her up at the end as well. So the secretary came on stage and she did, as ever, a wonderful job. She's ever chirpy, ever excited. And the one thing that I loved about her presentation is, even though there was a little second where she forgot what to say, she used the audience to her advantage, and she was able to get the information out of them instead of blanking out on stage. So for a job very well done, a loud round of applause to our secretary, Toastmasters Club. Now to see how you guys have walked time around the gravity of your speeches, can we have the timer, young master Harshavardhan, come on stage to give his report. A loud round of applause.
Okay, so your prepared speeches, both of you, they were in time. Tanvi, your shoes got you there at 5 minutes and 52 seconds. Harini, you came in at 6 minutes and 12 seconds. Looks like you have to One other thing I find interesting is Mr. Amrith. Your table topic time, it was 1 minute and 59 seconds. So just 1 second more and we would have been about the time. And that's all actually. Everybody was near the time. And the evaluations as well. On that, and a big shout out to Aditya. He spoke for 1 minute and 40 seconds.
Another loud round of applause for our young speaker. Now for the person who loves to learn the tabla and is going to be taking care of your ragam and talam to make sure that you haven't used too many ahs and ums. Can we have a loud round of applause to welcome DTM Gangaadhar Krishna.
Good evening once again to everybody. Initially I thought I had a very boring job and my day was wasted. Because the Toastmaster of the day was giving a prepared speech. So writing it down and delivering it. The prepared speech was a prepared speech. So, and they delivered it very well. No arms, no arms. That's what they were happening. And slowly it started picking up, slowly heated up. Well, with the paucity of time, ahs and ums were as follows. Amrith, Abhay, 2. Toastmaster Richard, 2. Toastmaster Abhinav, 2. Veeresh, 10 plus. And repetitive words were Bhatt, we went into actually more than one time, it was about 3 times. And Kimani with your table topics was, sheep, I know the table topic was a challenge, but the idlis were there. The pauses, if I might say, were, Veeresh had 2 pauses. One was at the time of the induction and later. Abhay had a pause at the start of the table topic. Vishal had one. One other thing I noticed when people were talking is, you tend to have not necessarily a pause or an ah or an You tend to go into a stutter. And stutters I noticed were more today. Veeresh had 1 stutter, Harini had 1, Alan had 1, she had 2, and Vishal had 1. And having said that, I think I'm going to hand this over back to the general evaluator, and thank you very much.
Now, to tell us how well we did following the rules of a language that does not have any rules apparently, can we have the grammarian Toastmaster Amrith on stage? A loud round of applause.
Good evening, everyone. What a star-studded evening we had today, right?
Yeah.
And everyone was bright and shiny. Sorry, I just got lost with the speeches, and I have written very few words. So bear with me. Okay, so some good usages of grammar or language. Not budge an inch, mighty and majestic. Sweetie, I heard sweetie and I jumped. Step away from greatness. Still hoping, still dreaming, still chatting. Okay, let's have one little trip into that thought. Beyonce of wisdom. Time ticks faster than gravity. Gravity is clingy. Our brains are turned to dream and achieve. If you don't cooperate, there will be sanctions. Spark up the imagination, the root causes really sharpened my pencil. Let the inner child thrive. These are a couple of things which I could focus on. The word of the day was used 4 times by Vijay, Alan, Shivangi, and Vishal. Back to Chandapillai.
because she's reminding me of all the trauma that my English teachers have given me over the years. But thank you for that lovely report, Toastmaster Amrith. Before I go ahead, the link for the voting of the best role taker, best table topic speaker, and best auxiliary role taker is on the group, and the password is the same 6666. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that children are like stars. Now, stars have helped humans a lot over the years. From every seafaring nation, every kind of people who have ever dreamed of reaching new lands, the only thing that helped them navigate are the stars. And I believe that children are the stars that are going to chart our future. And based on what I have seen today, if these are the stars that we are to rely and give our future to, I believe it is in good hands. Thank you, and before I hand it over to the Toastmaster of the day, there are some stars that we cannot see from our planet, very, very far away, light years away. And during the meeting, there are such stars. Namely, the Vice President Education, who has put the meeting together and made it all happen. Can we have a loud round of applause for her? Toastmaster Amrith, thank you for doing wonderful job. We have the Vice President Public Relations, who has publicized our meetings and made sure that so many guests are able to enjoy the meetings that we enjoy every single week. So can we have a loud round of applause for Toastmaster Rajdeep. Now to finally cap it off, I know we're all tired. A loud round of applause for the rest of the committee and for everyone in the audience, because without you, there is no meeting. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Let's give our general evaluator a huge round of applause for that wonderful evaluation of the whole meeting. To take off from where he started, I would like to thank you, audience. Without you, the smiles that you gave, it wouldn't give each role taker who came, the confidence to do what they do and to make this meeting memorable. I would like to thank the committee for giving me this opportunity to be the Toastmaster of the day. And if there's one thing that we can learn from this meeting, especially with the day that it is today, let us never let go of our childlike enthusiasm to do everything in life. On that note, I would hand it back to our President Chaitra. Please give a
Can we have a round of applause to everyone who came here on stage today? And can we have a standing ovation for our Gaveliers?
Yes.
Thank you. You may take your seats. I know I thoroughly enjoyed today's meeting. A lot of excitement, a lot of smiles over here. Thank you, Gaveliers, for coming here and making this meeting so enjoyable. Now, before I proceed with the next, the closing of the meeting, I would like to invite onto the stage our election chair to give us a quick announcement.
Yes, cube. I heard the word cube. Yeah. All of us know the tagline of Toastmasters, right? Yeah. Where leaders are made, if you don't know. Right? Where leaders are made. So we have an opportunity to serve the club because especially a legendary club like Bangalore Toastmasters, because of paucity of time, we will give all the details tomorrow. You can share your, if you're desiring to compete or stand for the election, you can just message to the election committee. All the details will be given tomorrow in the WhatsApp. Thank you so much. Yes.
With this, we come to the award segment of today's meeting. The Best Auxiliary Role Taker Award goes to our most seasoned role taker, Gavelier Harshavardhan. The Best Table Topic Speaker Award goes to someone who left a very lasting piece of advice with his niece, Toastmaster Bhatt. The Best Evaluator Award goes to someone who really finds the Gaveliers cute. TTM Rajdeep Manwani. And the Best Role Taker Award goes to someone who doesn't just love making the guests at his homestay happy, but also loves making the guests at BTMC happy, Toastmaster Aranha. And our most awaited Best Speaker Award goes to someone who took us on an adventure with her talking shoes, Gavelier Tanvi. With this, we come to the end of today's meeting. I close meeting number 1502. Guests, please make sure you take your snacks before you join Toastmaster Veeresh for a walkthrough. Can we have the award winners on stage for a quick photo